I'm so sorry. I'm facing some very serious internet troubles.
No
Oh,
problem. Are you able to hear our voice?
yeah.
Are you still facing some issues
Yes,
or
yes,
has
yes.
Council, are you able to hear our voice?
Are you able to?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
getting it. I don't know there's some issue with the Zoom because in Google Meet it was working fine.
No
All
problem,
right.
Council. We welcome you back. And so basically to
Begin
just
the session.
specify for the
um,
clarity
to
of everyone.
specify again, we are going to start the timer of the negotiation in 3, 2, 1.
So basically to specify for the clarity of everyone as the requesting party is back and to get the process back again at the root, what the requesting party had actually proposed over here that they are ready to give the 50% share, but if the other party invests nearly $14 million. Second thing, they wanted the operational control. Third thing, they wanted the equal managerial representation in the section. Am I right in saying so?
Yes. And
And so again, just when we moved on over there, we had found a common ground on some issues, but we have also some problems on issues. I will just talk about the common ground, and then the problems can be
you go
specified
for
by
the
my
common ground.
co-mediator.
So
And
before
the
you go on the
problem,
common ground,
yeah, so
please,
basically just I'm specifying the common ground over
all
here.
right, all right.
The other party, the responding party, basically they are ready to give you 50% share of the profit but if you invest the $14 million, but over here they are not ready to give you the operational controls, but they're also ready to give you the upkeep and the management to my community.
Upkeep and maintenance part.
Yeah, upkeep and the maintenance.
So in our previous session with the party, they are ready for upkeep and they give you upkeep and maintenance part, but they are not ready for providing you operations and control, any decision making power in operation and control. Further, they are not ready for equal representation, which you talked about.
Yeah.
But they agreed on the profit sharing part. They are ready. They're willing to share 50% profit, and in case if you invest $14 million to the project.
Excuse me, mediator. I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
Since the voice was glitching a little bit, so I couldn't hear the amount correctly. So the requesting
I'll
part,
summarize again. If you
just a figure part. So they
Just
basically
so
asked
the figure part is basically that they
the
are
same.
ready to invest $14 million for the 50% share of the profit, but they are not ready to yield the operational managements, and they are ready to give you the upkeep and the maintenance, and they are also not ready for the equal managerial representation in the board.
yes.
I would like to say
Miss
something.
Adrian.
Requesting party, can you please hear us? Can you respond now?
Yes. Am I audible? Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
All right.
Hello. Am I
Your voice is
okay. So what we are pointing out of here?
Yes,
Okay,
go
I
ahead.
think client you may.
Yeah, I might proceed. My council is facing some internet trouble, so I might put forward the proposal that we had previously discussed. See, the main reason we're saying that we want to take operational control is because we are the best company in the world right now that is dealing with oil and natural gas procurement and drilling of pipelines. So, if the company, if Aqua Vista tries to do it itself, it might first of all might not reach that level of expertise that we have, because they're not concerned with procurement of natural gas. That is basically our domain. We are maestro in that. So if they give us control over that aspect, so the project might generate more revenue because we have more expertise in that domain. Further, I think we both have mutually agreed on this profit sharing agreement, that is 50%, that they'll be giving us 50% of the profits, and in turn we'll be investing $14 million. So that we completely agree with. We're glad to find a mutual ground on that aspect. However, another thing that we would like to highlight is that since we're taking control of the this basic structure, that is setting up the pipeline thing, since we're really good at it, we'll be basically offering the managerial and basically other domains in which Aqua Vista would like to take control of. For example, selling of natural gas and petroleum to third party marketing, they can completely take control over that. The main reason we want groundwork control is because we're really good at it, and I feel like if we focus on that aspect, then it will will be mutually beneficial for both of us. We might be able to generate more revenue because of our expertise in that domain. And I think instead of going for an adversarial approach, we should be going for a more collaborative one. Since we know that we're good in this aspect, let us contribute on that, and you can deal with the other operational aspects. So please let me know
So
how
if
would
I
you like
may
to
summarize the
negotiate and
points of
on that.
Yeah. So if I may summarize the points of the requesting party, what they're expecting from you is that you give them control on those projects, those parts of the project on which they are working. Basically, they are a marine exploration company and they are good at pipeline drilling, they are good at offshore drilling, they're on the groundwork basically. So if you give them control over there, they have no intentions of taking control on any other aspect of the company, which is your oil selling to third party or any marketing campaigns, anything. They are ready for 50% profit sharing and ready to invest $14 million in your project. So what do you think of it?
I'm very glad that both of us are here for collaborative approach and we both are willing to settle. But as I said earlier, we are willing to give you a 50% profit share if you invest $14 million into the project, and we want the operational control because we are in turn putting back 7.5% of our profits into the joint venture, whereas we're not asking you to do the same. So here you're actually getting a higher profit rate, and then also if you require the operational control, I think that's becoming a little one-sided here. So I would really
May
appreciate
I please just ask?
Just to specify, they are not asking for the complete operational control. They are asking for the operational control where they have the expertise. So on that.
Yes.
Exactly, Mediator. Thank you for perfectly summing it up, Mediator.
Mr. Oceanfield. So basically, over here, the proposal that we kept forward to you that we need the complete control of the operations and control is with regards to the nature of your own company, Aquawave. Like since Aquawave is the engineering, procuring, construction company, we are pretty sure and we are pretty confident about your ability to maintain and to have the maintenance and upkeep of all the kind of machinery that we are going to use in our joint venture. So we're ready to give you the complete control with regards to the upkeep and maintenance of the machinery and all the kinds of maintenance that would be requiring in our joint venture, because and again, like I've said before, we are here to collaborate with an open hand and an open mind as well. So since we are investing our 77.5% of our profits back into the venture to keep our venture going, we are giving you 50% of our profit shares again to keep the revenue and also the professional relationship between both of us. So the only thing that we expect from you to do is to give us the complete control of the operations and control in the upcoming joint venture. And I think if you could come forward one step ahead, we can shake hands with a good deal. Because
May I
again, at the
please
end
ask a question?
Again, I think the issues are tangled over there where they were only. Again, I think the
Um,
operational control is becoming a part. So basically,
Yes.
what the parties, yeah,
sure.
sure. Please, the
I'm so
floor is
sorry.
yours.
I actually don't have a raise a hand feature, so I have to interrupt. It might seem very unprofessional, so I
You can
apologize
speak.
for
You can
that.
speak. You can
Okay,
please.
it's a
Really, really
client-centric
sorry because
approach
of
we are taking in
yeah,
mediation. So obviously, client has the right to speak.
yeah. But it
Obviously,
might seem
we
like
are
I
only
might
the
be interrupting
facilitators.
you.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being so considerate. Miss Adrian's counsel stated that she doesn't want to give us operational control because she seems like our offer is very one-sided. So how about we also invest 2% of her profit back into this project, and in turn she gives us the whole, control over the area of our expertise. What do you think about that? How about we also reinvest 2% because we think that this project has a huge potential of generating millions of dollars of revenue. So we are also very enthusiastic about this project. So since you stated that we should be going for more, collaborative approach, so we are also willing to invest 2% of our profit.
2% of your, to summarize, if I'm right.
2% of the profit, and in turn, we want you to give
I
us.
just want to interfere a bit. Like,
Sure,
what
sure.
am I audible?
Yes, but your voice is a little
I
bit.
just want to want a collaboration from the side of responding party that what they all include in the operational. They are again and again insisting on that we want operational rights, but what all they include in the operation. So could you please mention that, Mr.
Yes. So, Mr. Oceantide, when we're talking about operations and control of the joint venture, we are talking about the quantity and quality of the oil streams that we are going to get into, the market price, the markets that we are going to target in, and also all the additional related aspects with regards to the same. And also to consider your offer of investing 2% back of profits back into the joint venture, I think to move forward from this tangled position, we have an additional alternative counter offer to this. We are open, like I've discussed with my client, Miss Adrian, and we are open to discuss on the indemnity and the insurance part of it. So maybe we could find a leeway in the indemnity and insurance aspect of our joint venture if we move forward with this, maybe if we move forward from this tangled position, but will be still sticking to the part where we'll be getting the operations and the control of the joint venture,
Right. So
venture by
yeah,
Ocean Tide.
let me put it in this way that for this, basically you are concerned about the logistics and the supply chain, right? That the whom you are going to sell the oil and everything. Is that am I correct in reaching this?
Yes,
No,
yes, yes, counsel.
Yes. So we, as far as this thing, because this lies your area of expertise is there, so we don't have a much problem in this, right?
I'm so sorry. My counsel is not a bit clear because her voice is glitching, and I would like to explain it further better, since
yes.
you might be able to grasp this concept in a better way. So what we're saying is that, like you mentioned, operational costs. So we were not talking about marketing and sales thing. We already said you can take over that aspect. What we are talking about is that we want to control over the oil drilling and pipeline setting up aspect. That is what we had been talking about since the beginning. I think you misinterpreted that aspect. So we don't want any control in this sailing marketing aspect of it. You can completely take over that. But what we want is that you should agree with this aspect that we can have full control over the oil drilling and setting of the pipeline aspect, because we're really good at it. There is no competitor or no one in the market who can compete and come to our level. And if you give us the opportunity, we might be able to do this task in a more efficient manner and generate more revenue. That will be mutually beneficial for both the parties. So see, from our perspective, if you give us opportunity, you are also greatly benefiting from this, because as I said, we are basically as a maestro in this domain. So kindly consider that you have no other option. But obviously, we're like the best option for you at currently in the market. And if you do it yourself, we won't be able to reach, we won't be able to drag this project to that level. As compared to that, and you can surely take the control over the marketing sales. We're more than willing to provide you that. We just want to stick with the main pipeline setting and procuring of the natural resources. That aspect, that's what we have been trying to say.
Again to say they don't want the whole operational control.
Exactly.
What they're expert in
For
pipeline drilling
clarity,
and
for
also the
clarity,
oil drilling and the pipelines. They just want the operational control in that. Again to the
Thank you, mediator.
Miss
That is exactly what we've been trying to sum
I,
up.
I would do one thing. I'll give you the keys to operation control, what all it includes.
Yeah.
So it not only includes marketing and providing services to people, like providing oil to the companies. It also involves the groundwork where you dig out and you procure the oil from the ocean beds. So that whole aspect is governed directly by this company, Aquaway, and that is the reason they are seeking that you give us operation and control over that aspect. And in return, they are also ready to give you an offer of extra 2%, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mediator, for summarizing it. So, Mr. Ocean Tide, we understand your offer, but what we wanted to convey is that the operations part, where it comes to laying down the pipelines and doing the digging part of it, we hired you for your services because we know you are the best in this particular field. But the decision of to where and when and how are we going to continue this particular ongoing groundwork, the decision part of it will rest with Aqua Vista, because we are getting into joint venture with you. I mean, we really believe that we have that particular decision making with regards to how and when this operations part of it going to be it's going to be happening. So the executing part will be carried out by Aquawave, because we know that you are the industry expert. But the administrative and the administrative part of the operations team and the operations department will be taking over by us. So to additionally to also, since we've come here for collaboration, we are ready to discuss on how we are going to combine the operations part of the joint venture with the indemnity. So I think you'll be appreciating the offer that we are going putting forward to you. Since if at all you are willing to give the complete control of operations and management with us, we are willing to indemnify the risks that are going to be coming up in this joint venture. So that means, for example, if there is any third party risk or third party injury that happens to the joint venture, we are willing to completely cover the indemnities that are going to arise from that particular joint venture. And we expect that this is a good appreciable offer for you as well. And if at all, I mean, again, for this to have a legal effect, like I said before, at the end of the day, we need to settle at a legally sound solution. So we're going to write an indemnity contract where we're going to define the terms and conditions on what instances we're going to indemnify you. And if at all there is any contractual work that Aqua Wave thinks it is beneficial for the joint venture to get into, then that particular third party indemnifying instance will be again subjected to our consent and approval. So I think if you are willing to accept the indemnification offer, then it would be a great deal to go ahead with in the coming joint venture.
To sum up her in very less word, if I'm not, and if basically what we had discussed in the starting were four things: one, operational control; second, indemnity; third, insurance; fourth, profit sharing also. So basically on the part of the indemnity and insurance, what they are actually saying is that if you give them the whole operational control, and if any injury happens to any third party, they are ready to indemnify or insure it. Also the negotiations, also the setting of the terms will be done later. So I think, what is your stance on this?
I think
Medita,
I'll give you a little clarity on this. Okay. So with the operations and control part, what I could make it, let's divide operation and control into two parts. One is administrative control and the other part is upkeep and maintenance. They are giving you a shared control over upkeep and maintenance. But the administrative part, that is when to do, what to do, how to do, all this will be governed directly by them, is what they are trying to say.
Basically,
And
they are saying that you
yeah,
can do the operations, you can do the work over here, but what to do and how to do, that will be our decision. So
yes.
basically, that's the operational control management in my thinking
I
also.
think that that is a very good offer made. And in return, they are offering you indemnity. That is, any financial
Indemnity,
that comes to you,
insurance,
they will
yes.
be covered by the Equavista. Right.
okay, so I really appreciate this offer. However, I would like to clarify that we are a really well-established company and we have a turnover of millions of dollars. So even though I really like your offer of providing us an indemnity, we really don't need it because we are in a financially a very stable company and we are being funded and controlled by the central government itself. So I think I'll reject your this indemnity offer. Instead, we would like to clarify that we want equal representation in the managerial aspect of this project. Like you stated that we won't be having any representation in the main director board or something like that. So we would want some representation in that board as well.
So with the equal representation, are you okay with the operations and control part, with the upkeep and maintenance that they are giving you?
So that is what we initially agreed to. We really wanted the operational part because we're really good at it. So I think both the parties agreed on that aspect. However, we want equal representation in the managerial board. That is what we want. And we really don't appreciate the indemnity offer because we really are a well-established company and we are being funded and controlled by the central government itself. So we don't really, have any concern with the financial aspect. We can deal it with ourselves in case, we have come up in any legal battle or legal tussle with any third party. We can deal it ourselves. However, we really would like to have equal representation in the managerial aspect, in the
So
managerial
brother
board.
mediator,
Yeah,
brother
sure.
mediator, I think we have a common ground. We have multiple common grounds here.
We
Both the
have multiple
parties,
government grounds, but the actual thing is this: there is one issue that is tangled, the
yes,
operational management.
operations and
and
control.
and I think in the,
Now,
because the time is very much less and it has been specified, so we have common grounds on some very things. For example, 50% share profit for $40 million
yes,
investment.
yes.
We have common ground on upkeep
Further, I
and
think the
many other.
operations and control part is
In the
clear
next
to both the
mediation,
parties as well. I think they both agreed to have
yes,
a
yes,
shared control. Like the administrative part will be dealt by the responding party, and the upkeep and maintenance part will be dealt by the requesting party. But now we have an issue over equal representation in managerial
yes.
decisions.
That is the thing over here.
I want to know what the responding party thinks about it.
I think only 1 minute is left for the negotiation session. So I think it is very much good for us to come up with the closing statements over here. Only just
Okay.
1 minute is left. So
But we
basically,
will
we have to
take the
move on
closing
time.
statement of the responding party first to know
Yeah,
their.
obviously.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Mediator. Mr. Roshanpal, I appreciate that you were here today. We have taken multiple steps forward in order to come up with a collaborative approach. We have given you multiple offers, but I'm afraid that we are stuck near the operational part of it, even after coming down steps for you. I would really like to, come up with a more amicable solution, but maybe we can do that in the upcoming mediation sessions because of the time constraint. But I would really, hope that you would deliberate upon the indemnity part, because I know that you are a very financially stable company and you can take care of it.
Sorry to interrupt, but the time for the negotiation session is over.
So, with the permission of the honorable judges, can we have 2 more minutes to sum up and conclude the session?
It is totally up to the discretion of the judges. If you might allow, we can allow for 2 minutes.
Thank you, ma'am.
So
Thank you so
basically,
much.
Go
I
ahead.
think the party should sum up in a very fast way because we just
Yes.
have 2 minutes left.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much. So yeah, I would really like to come up with another mediation session among the both of us, with all of us present there, so that we can come up with more collaborative and amicable solutions. So over to my counsel. Thank you so much. Firstly, the mediators for facilitating this session, and like stated by my client, we are ready and open to further negotiating sessions. We are happy that we could at least have one common ground on certain issues, but I think the requesting party can also be a bit more considerate, considering our limitations as well, and come up with few more offers, and also to deliberate the offers that we've kept forward. Thank you.
To the requesting party again.
Thank you so much. I would first like, should
Yeah,
I
please.
begin, mediator?
Yeah, sure, sure,
Okay,
sure.
thank you so much. Firstly, I would like to begin by thanking both the mediators for this middle ground in some aspects. So I again would like on which we are mutually agreeing. I hope in the upcoming mediation sessions we'll be finally able to, come up with some financial solution that would help.
I think your voice is lagging. So
You're
basically,
facing some glitches. Your counsel may use that time
thank you
to
for your amazing
counsel may
input,
just
and I really appreciate it.
counsel, you may just come up with
Okay.
the closing statement.
Right. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Okay.
Yes, you are.
So I am so much thankful to the approach of the mediators as well as the responding party for being here in the mediation today. And I think we have reached towards some sort of conclusion towards our agreement. But I think we would need some more sessions to thoroughly go through the terms and condition, which we can consider in a future agreement. And yes, we do agree that the collaboration for both of us is something which we both agree to. And yes, in some next meetings we are we are trying to find some mutually agreeable
The time is
solutions.
up. Okay.
So,
all right. So,
all right. So we are.
you can put the closing statement if the honorable judges allow for 30 seconds each.
30
I
seconds for him,
think
30 seconds for me.
the time, it's totally up to the discretion of the judges.
Yes,
Ma'am, sir, do you allow for
Yeah, ma'am,
some
what do you
additional
say?
time?
We'll give them 30 seconds, ma'am.
We gave already, they have to time it, but since they're making a request, well, I'll take it up with the team after they're done with it. They can do that. Do it.
all
Take
right.
that.
So, I will be taking the first 30 seconds. So, in conclusion, I will say that we have come far across and we are going at a great pace. And I know we will be able to do it in future sessions. We have found almost two common grounds between both the parties. And lastly, I would say that conflict avoidance is the biggest problem. And we have been able to overcome that in this session to avoid a conflict with poor communication and no communication at all. But right now, we are communicating with each other. We are trying to understand what are the other side's goal, and that is what is the most important aspect of mediation.
Thank you, brother co-mediator. I think I should go on with it. And we recognize that both the parties have been very much candid with us. and they have been really open in sharing with all the statements that were needed to resolve the differences over here. So before we mark the end of the session, we are obviously going to have a next mediation session so that we can resolve our differences over there. Thank you very much for actually coming over here with the collaborative mindset and resolving the differences. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you
Thank
very
you,
much.
everyone.
Thank you. It was
Thank you so
nice
much for this
session.
amazing session.
Now that the round is over, we humbly request our judges to stay back so that we can assist you in filling the score sheets. And for the participants, you may leave the mediation room, and all the very best for your results.
Thank you so much.
Before they leave, they did very well. So all of
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Absolutely. That's absolutely correct.